Shar, and I single-hand my Pacific Seacraft Prelog 34. Come join our adventures on the open sea. Good morning. It's still morning. And made it out through Cape Fear Inlet and headed towards Florida, staying kind of close to the shore, but in this one section towards Myrtle Beach, I'm a little, cutting out that little cove area there, so making a straight line. So anyways, it's not bad out here right now. Winds aren't strong enough to sail, but seas aren't too bad, little swells. So we're motoring, no sails up yet. I don't want to listen to them rattling in the wind, and we have not time to mess around. We actually have to be there by midday on Thursday before some crazy winds come in. So if I don't make it, I'll have to duck in somewhere else, maybe St Johns River by Jacksonville, or there's another little inlet that I could go in and anchor at in Georgia. I want to say St Mary's River, but I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I look at that caption, make a little thing when we get to that part. So there is a couple sailboats out here. One is way close to the shore. They have sails up. This one that's ahead of me has sails up. I'm not sure, they're kind of in the same direction, but there's not enough wind. I mean, I got apparent wind, maybe 9 knots of apparent. So, winds are only supposed to be northwest at about 5 knots. That's not enough wind for this boat, you see. Alrighty, motor sail maybe, but if the head sail's out, it just flaps because we're too close to the wind. Yeah. Woohoo! It's nice to be out here. It's a little chilly, but the sun's warm, so I can feel it on me, so it warms me up. Good morning! I look worse for wear right now. It was cold, and I'm just about ready to run parallel with Charleston and go by it maybe within the next couple hours. So this is what we're seeing this morning. And hopefully the weather will warm up a little bit more. There's a sliver of a moon up there. Seas are kind of little roly-poly, but they're not bad. They were a little crazier in the evening, and then through the night they settled down, and then here we are again. The wind is now, I think, switched to where it's coming out of the east. No, excuse me, out of the west, northwest. I'm pretty sure. Yep. So we might be able to pull up the sails and sail today. We get a little bit more breeze. Oh, look at that, a dolphin out there. Oh, a bunch of dolphins out there this morning. They're awake. This GoPro is not, oh my goodness. Woohoo! Look at that. Look, guys. Oh, wow. I've been seeing them since I started on this trip yesterday, but yeah, these dolphins are bigger down here than up in Maine. We have little ones. These guys are huge. Look. Wow. That's a good sign. See some dolphins. Hi. Sorry I haven't done any videos in the last 2 days. It's been quite strenuous, crazy. Diverted into St Johns River, Jacksonville, Florida, because I wasn't going to make it to St. Augustine during the daylight hours, and we got a storm coming and high winds, and so here I am. I'm going to show you. And the St. Johns River. I did before they're coming in the inlet. With me in a barge, towing the barge. Yeah, I was surfing. I don't know how high those waves were getting, but I tell you what, I was diving for the sky and diving for the ground. Yeah, it was sketchy. I've never been through there. It was probably a good thing because I didn't know what to expect. Fighting the current a little bit. I am going to go to, I forget what creek it is. Part of the ice. I'm going to voice over this little bit of section because I'm going by Mayport Basin to the left, which is to the port of the boat. And I am going to Sister Creek, and in Sister Creek, right off of Sister's Creek, is a free dock, and that is where I'm going to try to dock myself. That's where I'm going to try to go. So we got a little ways up here inside, and hopefully get squared away before the storms get here later today. Right now it's 2:03, so I think 2:04 is low tide. I might get there, hopefully it'll slow down a little bit, and I can go into the tide to dock myself. I got the lines all set up, and the fenders are out there. So yeah, I've gone off the dock and landed on the dock by myself. Okay, we made it to the free dock, and there was a couple people here. There's 3 boats, there was fishermen, and so there was people to help me. That was good because the current is very strong. Very, very strong. It's still strong, and it's low tide. You can see it rippling that way. So it's a good thing I turned around and came into it, because it would have carried me right down there to those boats. So, yeah. And Klena's happy that it's over with for a few days. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Not sure when I'm going to be leaving. I know it's supposed to be bad storms tonight. So get some rain to wash off the boat. That'll be good. Right? I'm just going to move this down a little bit here so it hits that. I've got dock line, then I've gone ahead and used it for a swing line. I might readjust it here. So yeah, cool bean. Whoop. Dead at that, won't we? So yeah. I'm tired. It was a long 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights. And it was not the best one of going, for sure, the weather. I should be down in St. Augustine. My friends just got in there. I would have been right behind them, but I would have been there in the dark. And I didn't want to go there in the dark. It's like being... So we're near Jacksonville. We're in Florida. Okay, so North Carolina to Florida. On the outside. So, yeah, thanks. Did you get any fish?
No.
Well, maybe next time. Yeah. And the guy that helped me is Micah up here. He just bought this boat up on the other side of Long Island Sound, somewhere in New York. And he's taking it down to the Keys. Quite interesting. Yeah. And then there's also this other boat that is sunk on this side. So I don't have any idea what happened to this boat. I wouldn't think it would be on a good side of the dock, really. And there's 2 other people down here, boats. They're washing their boat. I guess the water line is up there. A hose. But I don't need one right now. Alright, done. I'm gonna find trash bucket somewhere. Okay, we are leaving the free dock, Salt Creek. We're gonna be going the ICW, unfortunately, because of weather and the wind, to St. Augustine for the night. I'm gonna anchor out. Well, we made it through the opening. The Bridge of Lions is now behind us, and I am officially in St. Augustine. I will be headed a little bit further south to where I'm going to drop the anchor for the night. Hey, it's me, Captain Char, or Captain Peanut. I am in the ICW still. Sometimes I think it was a mistake of coming in here, because it's going to take me a long ways down there to get out. I'm just south of St. Augustine. I didn't stop in St. Augustine. I'm in an anchorage down by red marker 18, and it is a anchorage of derelict boats. All right, I'm glad I'm only staying for one night because there isn't nothing else, and I've got to get up at the crack of dawn and go 44 miles to Halifax Harbor, where I have a slip for 2 nights so I can get a break out of this. The ICW tires me out than being out on the ocean, because you have to be at your best all the time. You got to watch the depth, you got to watch for other boats, you got to watch the current, you got to get it under the bridges if the bridges are to open. It's just all the time working on you. And I've never been a fan of the ICW, and I will never be a fan of the ICW because I don't belong here, really. Weather sometimes puts you in here. It's, time, it just takes more time. I'd just rather be on the outside. I'm a sailboat, right? All right, so turn me around. I'm enough complaining, I guess, about the ICW. So I got here probably around 1:30ish. So approximately 38 nautical miles from Jacksonville to here. Well, actually Sisters Creek. So I'm in this anchorage, and you see that there's a lot of boats. There's 3 boats that are actually aground. One is way on the other side is a trawler, 2 sailboats, and the rest of these boats don't have anybody around them. They're derelict boats. They're like ghost boats. And they've been out here probably for a very long time. And those that were probably in a hurricane are the reason that those are on the beach there, or on the ground in somebody's backyard. Really. So this is where I'm at. I felt like when I was coming in here, I was coming into a elephant's burial ground. It was like sacred grave, for whatever. It was just weird. It still is weird. So I'm on the outside of most of these boats, and I went as far as I could have. Tried to go a little further past this blue boat, but my depth finder was reading 5 something, and when it's 5 something, I don't have like about 1.5 feet to 2 foot underneath me, underneath my keel. So I didn't want to go any further. And so this is where I ended up. I kept double back, tootled around, tried to find the depth, and it got worse as I went towards the channel over there. And I decided to come back around and come over in this area. At least at low tide I was at 10 feet of water, according to my depth finder. So if you add 1.5 feet to that, it's 11.5 feet here. And then there's about a 4-foot tide. So yeah. You have to laugh. You have to laugh about it. You really do. So tomorrow I have to get up really early and head to Halifax Harbor Marina, which is near Daytona Beach, or not far from, down the Halifax River. Gonna be probably a pretty sunset. A few crab pots in here, but not bad. They're very few. Okay, well, we're gonna say goodnight because I have to get up early. And maybe while I'm in the thing, I could start uploading or editing and get some videos and get caught up here. How about that? Might be a combination of Beaufort and here, because I didn't do much. It was kind of a crazy passage for 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days. Alrighty. Oh, Kleena, do you want to say hi? Kleena! Hey! Kleena! Look at that tail go. She's like sees those birds and stuff. Yeah, alrighty. We'll catch you later. Bye. Love you.